Okay, really quickly. I've done a lot of this already. First one is yes, it is a polygon, and it's a decagon. Count up the sides, there are 10 sides. Second one was concave and irregular. It's concave because the sides are caved in, but also if you extend it, you intersect the inside. It's irregular because not all sides and angles are congruent. For this one, number 3, we have to find each interior angle. So you're looking for one interior angle for a 45 gon. Use your formula, n minus 2, which is 45 minus 2 times 180 over 45 equals 172 degrees. Works out good. Same thing, each exterior angle of a decagon. Decagon has 10 sides, so I know my n is 10. 360 divided by 10 is 36. Alright, kind of running through these quickly. In the diagram, we know RU is 25. So since it's parallelogram, opposite sides have to be congruent. So that's 25. ST is 25. We got that. We found out that RX is 16. So not UR, but XT has to be 16. So XT is 16. Also, we know this angle right here is 42.4 degrees. Any two consecutive angles in a parallelogram equals 180. So we just subtract off 180. Get 137.6 degrees. For number 6, MP right here is 5x. We also know that these two sides are equal. Set them equal to each other. Subtract 3x, solve for x. Get x equal to 6. Plug 6 into 5 times x and get MP is equal to 30. Number 7, all I did here was I substituted in x was 5, and I got 5 times 5 is 25, minus 10 is 15. 7 times 5 is 35, minus 20 is 15. So these two sides are congruent. These two sides end up being congruent because when you substitute in y equals 8, you get 24, because you get 3 times 8 here, and you get 40 minus 16 equals 24. So it works out pretty good for that one. Back one, most of the people got this one wrong because you assumed, I don't know what you did as far as assuming too much, but we don't have enough information as far as the definition of what a parallelogram is. So we don't have enough, we can't say that it is a parallelogram. Very well might be. Now this problem, you have to calculate lengths and you have to calculate distances. And so I'll kind of zoom out a little bit. You can take a look. I calculated the change in y, the change in x, used it for slope, use it for distance, calculated them all. So you can pause that and take a look at the different values. Found opposite sides were equal and they were congruent. Alright, number 10. This is warp speed math. Number 10. Told that AB was 10. AC was 14. AC is this entire distance. It's a rectangle, so diagonals not only are the same, they bisect each other. So if I know the whole thing's 14, I know half of it is 7 and 7, and that's 7 and that's 7. So BX is equal to 7. Now here, it's a rhombus, so the sides are equal to each other. So 5x plus 2 equals 2x plus 5. Subtract 2x from both sides. 3x plus 2 is equal to 5. Minus 2 minus 2. 3x is equal to 3, so x equals 1. But we want SU. SU is equal to RT, which is equal to 5 times 1 plus 2, which is equal to 7. So SU is equal to 7. Now on to our last page. Another problem with coordinates. We have to show that all the sides are equal. Easiest way to do that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a 6. That's a 3. 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 So every side, like for example AB, they have the same change in y over change in x, which would be 6 squared plus 3 squared, which is 36 plus 9, which is the square root of 45. And now, in order to ensure that AB and BC, this side right here, is perpendicular to this side, we have to figure out the slopes. For AB, the slope is going to be a plus 6 and a plus 3. For BC, the slope is going to be a run of 6, but a rise of negative 3. And if we take these two values, 6 over 3 times negative 3 over 6, negative 18 over 18, which is equal to negative 1. Therefore, AB is perpendicular to BC. So you have to figure out not only the distances, but also the slopes. X is 14, or X is 4. Well, this distance right here is 4. This triangle right here, we've actually worked with it today, is a 3, 4, 5 triangle. XD squared is equal to 10 squared minus 4 squared. Just manipulating the Pythagorean theorem. So XD squared is equal to 100 minus 16. XD squared is 84. So XD is approximately, well, XD is equal to the square root of 84, which is approximately 9.1-ish, a little bit more than that. And since what we're trying to do is come up with piping for the diagonals, essentially. So you're going to go 3 plus 4 plus 4 plus 9.1, which is around 20.1. Now the boxes have 5 inches each. 4 boxes gets me 20 inches. 5 boxes gets me 25 inches. So technically 5 is the correct answer because we'd have enough to cover the 20.1 inches. Now, if you're okay and you explain, well, it's only 0.1 of an inch, that's not that bad, I'm only going to use 5 boxes, I could live with that answer. But you'd have to explain if you use 4 only, and why you would only buy the 4. And that would be because, hey, 0.1 inch, that might be easy to live with. But 5 is technically correct. Now the last one, this is number 14, so that's 14. Remember, I had typo issues with this. AB, we know that is congruent to that. NOBY is 10.3. AC, the whole thing, is 17.2. So I'm going to go 17.2 minus 10.3. That's 6. That's 1, 9, 6. So YD is going to be equal to 6.9 because that part is going to be equal to that part because the diagonals are congruent and this little section is equal to that little section. And finally, last but not least, we need to find RS. To go from 26 to 22, we're going to subtract 4. So I need to subtract 4 there. So I get 22 minus 4, which is 18. So that's the test. We will be retesting Wednesday.